Could one of the greatest tight ends of all time be coming out of retirement to join the Broncos? This is your Denver Sports Daily for February 26th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Rob Gronkowski won 3 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots and retired briefly in 2019, just to return in 2020 when he joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and helped them win another Super Bowl. After 2 seasons with the Buccaneers, Gronk retired again. But now he may be following that same track and coming out of retirement. And if the thing that he's done in the past, where he comes out of retirement and wins a Super Bowl, stands true, the Broncos might have some good news in the future, because the Broncos would be a key suitor for him. Now, Denver Sports' own Cecil Lammey took to Twitter yesterday to break the news, saying, league sources tell me 4-time Super Bowl champion tight end Rob Gronkowski is considering a return to the NFL. He worked with Sean Payton at Fox, and I'm told he loves Denver and QB Bo Nix. Also, 2 of his brothers, Chris and Dan, both had short stints with the Broncos over a decade ago, and it's speculated that his family loves the city of Denver. So there's really a lot of things pulling him to Denver. There's a lot of ties here for Rob Gronkowski. Now, the 35-year-old tight end ended his career with 621 catches, 9,286 yards, and 92 touchdowns. Now, he ended his career first, and then he came back out of retirement and ended it again. So he could possibly come out of retirement. If he did, it would obviously help the Broncos immediately. He's one of the best offensive weapons of all time. In my eyes, the greatest tight end of all time. There's really nobody else that comes. There's a few people that come close to him, but there's really nobody else that I have up there with the GOAT. And the GOAT of tight ends is Rob Gronkowski. Now, while it is fun to speculate the odds of Gronk actually coming out of retirement, they're very low. They're very, very low. It's slim to none. The chances that he is going to come out of retirement to play with the Broncos, I'm going to give it like a 2% chance. And even NFL insider Ian Rappaport responded to Cecil Lammey's video with 2 words saying, nope, nonsense. Again, it's fun to speculate. Unfortunately, it's most likely not going to happen. That's the short answer for it. But if you really start digging deep into it, how many of these guys retire and they're like, yeah, I want to come back? And obviously, Gronk did the same thing with Tom Brady. Tom Brady retired and then came back. Those two were inseparable for most of their careers. Just great players. But Gronk coming out of retirement as a 35-year-old man, it's just very unlikely that that would happen. So again, it's fun to speculate, but it's most likely not going to happen. Now, moving on, there is some good news for the Avalanche before tonight's game against the New Jersey Devils. Val Nichushkin has been out with a lower body injury since December 31st, but he could make his appearance back on the ice tonight. Now, head coach Jared Bednar wouldn't confirm or deny or commit either way to him sitting or playing for the game, but Nichushkin was a full participant in yesterday's practice. Now, before Val's injury, in the 21 games he played this season, he recorded 11 goals, 6 assists, and was +6 when on the ice. And what you got to look at now is with the 2 back-to-back losses the Avs took this weekend, they really need some offensive firepower. They only scored 1 goal in each of the games that they played on Saturday and Sunday. So obviously, if Val Nichushkin could make his return, that would immediately bump the Avs to where they need to be offensively. Now, moving on, it is an Avalanche game day tonight. The Avs are taking on the New Jersey Devils in what feels like a must-win game, and I say that with a grain of salt. It may be a must-win game, kind of, but they need to get back on track after those 2 back-to-back losses. Again, offensively, they didn't look great. Now, the Avs are 4th in the Central Division and hold the first wildcard spot by 5 points over the Vancouver Canucks, but if they keep losing games like they did this weekend, that could go away very, very quickly. The Avs only put up 1 point in each of their matchups this weekend against the Nashville Predators and St. Louis Blues. So again, if Val Nichushkin can make his return tonight, that could be the offensive boost they were looking for. Now, the Avs are headed into tonight's game as 1-point favorites, and that game will begin at 7:30 p.m. So obviously, a lot of stuff that the Avs are looking at. They need to get their offensive guys back out. They need to start winning games like they were before that long break for the Four Nations face-off. There's been a lot of issues. Again, I was talking yesterday about who's most likely to win the next championship for Denver, and the Avs are right there with them. But the main concerns are the injuries and the big trade with Mikko Rantanen. Getting rid of Mikko Rantanen could be good in the long run if you're willing to, make moves and try to build for the future. But somebody like Mikko Rantanen, if you're talking about offensive firepower, he was that guy. He was the guy that got you where you needed to go. It's just not gonna it's not going to lead to winning if you can't get out there and play the same offensive game you've played for most of the season. And that Mikko Rantanen trade was just the cherry on top. That's going to screw you in the long run. It really will. But that'll do it for your Never Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. I agree. The Avs offense needs to get it going. Yeah, I mean, there's only so many times I can say it. The offense needs to get it going. And again, hopefully Val Nichushkin can make his return tonight, because if he can, that would just prove to be huge for the Avs. He's one of those players that immediately, I mean, you look at the stats, 11 goals, 6 assists, +6 in the 21 games he played before, obviously he was out for a major part of the first half of the season. And then that injury he got on December 31st. But in those games, he immediately proved to be effective. So if he can come back, again, practicing, but still, it's not giving me much confidence for the future. You're looking at a Stanley Cup here. You're in a window. You got to score more than 1 goal a game against teams like the Nashville Predators. You got to get out there and win games like that. I mean, they got Justus Annunen. Sure, he wasn't playing, but come on now. That's not as good of a team as the Avalanche are. You got to win games like that. It should be easy wins. It should be easy wins. But that'll do it for your Never Sports Daily. I will see you guys all tomorrow, hopefully recapping an Avalanche win. And then tomorrow, there's a big game for the Nuggets. They're taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Must-see TV when Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic are facing off. But tomorrow, I will talk about all of that. And until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.